Okay. Well, I don't know. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll try this thing again. I am still Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is still Dr. Kelly's Perspective for Wednesday, November 15th, 2017. Okay, so if you were on yesterday, you know I challenged you to think into what it is exactly that you want to do. What it is exactly that you want to be, what you want to have, what is your dream. And I decided to back up, and good morning for all who are joining me. I decided to back up and slow that thing down a little because I recognize that when you've been doing something for a while, you can speak and act as if everybody understands your language, and some people don't. So I want to back up because, again, I don't want anyone to rush headlong into 2018 and we didn't close out 2017 properly. We didn't close out 17 and prepare for 18 in a way that will lead us to what it is we want. So as I said yesterday, I think it's very important. I don't think this is too simplistic. I think it is very, very important to recognize, to figure out, decide what is it that we want. So that was yesterday's assignment, and I'm hopeful. I got a lot of offline comments about trying to figure out and recognizing, because as simplistic as it sounds, sometimes we really don't know what it is that we want. I talk to a lot of people, a lot. And, they can give you this whole like 15-minute conversation, a monologue really, just a 15-minute conversation or monologue. And then, I ask, okay, I'm sorry, I might have missed something, but what is it exactly that you want? What is it exactly that I can do for you? How can I help you? And they don't have an answer. I mean, too often, too often, we complain our way through life. We mumble our way. We murmur our way through life. And then when the question is asked, okay, what exactly is it that you want? We don't know. We know what we don't want. Well, I don't want this and I don't want that and I'm tired of this and I can't have this another day. But we don't all the time think into what is it that we really want. So that was yesterday's assignment. Decide. And the beauty of that, the power, the marvelous aspect of that is you get to decide, because this is your life. Okay, I probably will not be reading too many comments because I have to do the head cock thing because my camera, all the comments are sideways, so I'm not really sure what's going on this morning. I hope I'm not upside down this morning. Okay, so after we decide and before we rush into figuring out, well, what's your why? Because that is important, and we need to figure out the why so that we don't self-sabotage ourselves before we rush into getting people to join us, and I need more resources, and I need, a support team to gather around me. Before we rush out and do all that, I think it's important, yes, you already know I do a lot of reading. I love to read. I love to learn. These books back here, that's not just for show. I actually read those books, but my point in that is saying, is this. I'm going to be talking to you a lot about what I know, not just intellectually. I know it because I've lived it. I know it because I am living it. The dips and the slips and the oops and the falls that I make, I will share with you so that you don't have to make them possibly. You can avoid them. You can go around them. And so what I'm saying right now, before we rush into it, and you got to know your why. Yes, we do. But let me tell you what I think is important step before that. After you decide what it is that you want to be, do, or have, what you decide, where you want to go, what's your passion in life, what makes you breathe in life, we need to write that thing down. You need to write it down, because what I have found and what I understand is that writing causes thinking. Writing will cause you to think, especially when you make time to write. Not a rush job well, I got 5 minutes here and sort of before the kids come in. When you give yourself time and space and a clear mind to write it out. Okay, so you say this is what you want to do. When I say write it out, I'm talking you need to put all of that vision, all of that inspiration, all of that, oh yes, this really is what I want to do, all of that passion on paper. Write out how it looks once you receive it, once you achieve it, once you attain it, once you accomplish it. In excruciating detail. And the reason I say that is because writing will cause you to think. Writing will bring things to life that you had not, they were on the conscious level. So you really just, sometimes we just go through life on autopilot. Okay, and so writing will cause us to slow down and figure out and look into see how this thing looks. For example, when I wanted to go back, I said I wanted to go back to school and get my doctorate. Now I had written that out years before I had written that down. This time when I really was serious about doing it, you sit down and you write out how it would feel. Write out practicing your name, with your letters behind your name, or if you want to write that book, being able to say that you're an author. How does that make you feel? When you have decided that, yes, I want to put away this amount of money because I want to send a kid to college on a full ride. That's what I really desire. I want to have a scholarship funds that can fully fund kids to go to college. You get to decide what it is that you want to do, be, or have, but write it out and write out in detail how it looks after you've accomplished it. Here's the why behind that. Because along this journey, before you get to where you want to be, before you grow into the person, before you accomplish that goal, there are going to be a whole lot of obstacles and defeats and failures and misstarts and mistakes along the way. And some of those will be large enough to throw you off your game. If you write it out and post it where you can see it as a reminder, a visual reminder of what you're doing, it will help you overcome the obstacles. It will remind you. It will push you further because you wrote it out. You took the time, you detailed, you lived into the experience. Writing does cause us. You have to write it out, okay? So a lot of times we do things and we stop and we start. Or shiny object syndrome. Oh yeah, that's a great idea, and we move on to that. Oh wow, I like what she's doing, and we move on to that. Oh wow, yeah, I heard about this great idea, and we're just chasing shiny objects. And it's very easy to forget our passion. It's very easy to forget because life happens. It's just life, okay? No need to get dramatic about it. Life happens. If you take the time to write it out as a reminder and put it where you can see it. A lot of these books back there are journals. I have been journaling for years. And I keep my journals, and I have written so many of my dreams out. When you write them out in detail and have them where you can visually remind yourself and go back, you'll see how much you've accomplished. Even research study after research study shows that those who write out their goals, write out their dreams, have a much higher percentage rate of attaining them, of accomplishing them. Okay, so look, nobody's checking your grammar. Well, I'm not the best speller. That doesn't even matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Write it out. How does it look? How does it make you feel? What does it smell like? Okay, in detail. Write it out. That is your assignment. So take what you came up with yesterday, what you decided on. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Tanya. Write out in detail what you decided on yesterday. It doesn't matter. Well, I don't like to write and I don't journal okay. If you want something that you've never gotten before, you're going to have to do something different. And I'm going to challenge you on something real quick. If every time someone gives you a suggestion, you're putting up a roadblock about it, you're not ready. You're not ready to move. You're still in the talking about it, whining about it, complaining about it stage. What's my PhD in? I have a doctorate in educational leadership, and my emphasis is in leadership. And so it just fit perfectly in with a passion zone that I have. Education is very, very important to me. And then leadership. So I merge the two and use that often. So that's what it's in. So listen, if you resist every time someone offers you, hey, why don't you think about this? Well, I don't like that. And no, I did that before. No, that's not the way. Okay, if you have roadblocks for everything someone offers you, or even, I mean, you're not even paying me. So if there's a roadblock to everything, every offering I give, I'm gonna suggest that you're not ready for change yet. Okay, because when you get tired and sick and tired of being where you are, when you're tired of seeing people move beyond you and past you and around you with no greater strengths and talents and gifts than you have, no greater resources, they just wanted it more. They were tired of losing in areas of their life, so they decided what it is that they want, and then they set a plan to go get it. When you get past that, when you get to that point, then you won't be as quick to throw up a roadblock. So I'm offering you, I'm challenging you, even for those who don't like to write out, force yourself, challenge yourself to write out in vivid detail what it looks like once you've achieved it, once you've accomplished it, once you've finished your goal, once you've written the book, you fill in the blank with whatever it is you want. Okay, that is my assignment for today. That is my challenge to you today. Take your decision and write it out in vivid detail where you can see it, where it is a steady and constant reminder of what it is that you say you want. Okay? Until next time, take real good care of yourselves.